Do you ever feel like you're walking around and just everything is out of focus? And then one day, everything just comes into focus and you can see clearly where you're going? Focus is vitally important to help you get where you want to go. Otherwise, it's just like walking around in a fog. Hey, thanks for joining me today on Focus. I hope these frogs don't bother you, but what a great location that we're in today. And what a great atmosphere. The frogs, the birds, the wind, it's fantastic. This is an area that I come to help focus in on some of the things that are really important to me. Let's talk about focus. So in photography, when you put a lens on a camera, that lens has something called an aperture. Now, when you open up the aperture as wide as it can get, you actually can only focus on a very small amount of information. But when you close it down and it gets as small of a hole as it can, then you can see everything in focus. When we are focusing on our long-term goals, we have to make that hole really small in our lens in order to have everything in focus, because we don't want to lose focus on something to the left or to the right while we're focusing on something in the middle. However, when we are focused on a single task, we want to open that wide up so that nothing else is distracting us from what we're trying to do. That way we're tack sharp focused on that one thing, and once that one thing is accomplished, we can zoom back out and take a look at the big picture and see how it fits in. We're going to want to check in on that big picture every now and again to make sure that we didn't lose focus on something else that was important. So as we're talking about focus in this video, I want to tell a little story. One day at work, I was diligently focused on my tasks, and I was working so hard at getting to where I wanted to be at work that I completely forgot about my wife making dinner. Now, you can imagine the consequences of coming home to a cold meal on the table and the family who has already eaten because I wasn't there. See, I lost focus on something else that was also important. As we try to become well-rounded and we're trying to make the correct choices, we have to make sure that we're not losing focus on the other areas that are important to us while we're laser focused on the things that are right in front of us. So as we wrap up our talk today on focus, I want you to think about some of the things that you've lost focus on that has had consequences that have caused you to get further away from your goal. In my case, that was missing dinner. And now I have a wife who's disappointed in me because I forgot, because I wasn't focused on her and her needs while I was at work. So as we conclude this video today, I want you to take a second and zoom out, close down your aperture, put everything in focus in terms of your big goal, where you want to be, who you want to be. Are you losing focus on any of those areas because you're so focused on another area? My challenge for you is going to be to look at one of those areas that isn't getting all of your focus and then give it your focus. Learn how you can balance your focus to keep that as a priority while you're doing the other things. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button below. It means a lot to us. And be sure to subscribe to get notified when the next video is dropped.